Well, it's all about women today, so...
I'm just assisting.
I was just going to say, please use that your woman voice. the woman voice.
I'm assisting.
You know the things that I've done with this voice. Someone will just call me. I just say,
hello?
I want to speak with your mic in it.
Please hold on.
Well, today he's assisting the women, like he said. So, women entrepreneurship is on the rise in Nigeria. You could have fooled me. With more women starting and running businesses than ever before. In spite of everything, in spite of all the challenges, women are still starting businesses and are able to run businesses. Okay, all right.
They are young.
Despite the significant contributions of women entrepreneurs to Africa's economic growth, they face several challenges, as if I didn't know that, including limited access to finance, training, and markets. According to research, women in sub-Saharan Africa are 20% less likely than men to have a bank account and are 17% less likely to have access to formal credit. So how are they doing it? Well, we have two ladies in the studio who are going to let us into the big secret of how more women are going into business and are actually succeeding in business in spite of all the challenges that we know they face. We have Olufunmilayo Ogunniran of Arabinrin Enterprise.
Oh, Arabinrin. Is it Arab? Anyway, she will answer for her.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you. Is it Arabinrin?
Yes, ma. Arabinrin.
Arabinrin Enterprise,
just
yes.
To be clear.
And we also have Latifat Adelekun of Tea Court Foods, and she's also known as Dr. Beans.
Sorry, good morning, Mike.
As in Ewa.
Where is your stethoscope?
Okay, so, Dr. Beans, why are you known as Dr. Beans?
So because redefining the potential of beans in Africa.
Yeah.
Redefining the potential of beans in Africa. Through beans education, beans innovation, and preserving the beans heritage. Beans. So I'm doing this through my business, Tea Court Food. Tea as in time, quart as in time. So saving time. So one of the major challenges with beans is the longer time to cook and the gas bloating that comes with it. So we are creating beautiful products for people to have access to beans. So we have ranges of products that you can cook beans fast and you can have access to nutrients available in beans.
You can cook beans faster?
Yes.
How?
So we are launching a particular beans very soon that cooks in, I'm not going to say that now, so it cooks fast. And one thing it also does is the whole bloatness, there's a particular there's a particular content of the beans that allows the bloating and the fats release. So we've done that through biotechnology to reduce.
So you're talking about a different species of beans?
It's not a different species of beans. Innovation.
But it is not Oloyin now.
It's still Oloyin. Innovation doesn't have to be something new entirely. If it is new entirely, it's called invention. So innovation is, improving on what we have as Nigerians.
Okay, we'll talk more about that.
It will not change the taste of the beans.
It will still be sweet.
Yes, it will still
sweet beans.
So we also have the bean flour. It's a fortified, we call it bean mix. It's fortified with pepper, onion, and crayfish.
It's like you came here to advertise today.
No.
We'll collect money for you.
It's all right. It's all right. Arabinrin, first of all, why is it called Arabinrin?
So when I had my baby, my second baby, I had the postpartum depression. I had to shut down my business. I had to leave my 9-to-5 business, the corporate business, because I loved fashion. I still love fashion. I love helping women look good. However, because of relocation, I had to shut down that business at the time. So I restarted the business. Because the business is focused on helping women bloom, reminding women of their identity, especially wives and mothers. That's how Arabinrin captures it totally. Because in Yoruba, Arabinrin is a title, and it means woman. It means Miss, Mrs. So when I say Arabinrin Alero, that's Mrs. Alero, Miss. So it's a title. However, for us, we coined 3 meanings out of it. So the first one, which is a title, that's Arabirin. Then the second one is Ara Obirin, which is a blend of 2 words. Ara means body, Obirin means woman. So I'm catering to the body of the woman. And eventually, we're trying to make a wonder of that woman. So the third meaning is Ara Obirin. Ara means wonder. So eventually, I want the wonder in that woman to show forth, to bloom, because women are powerful. However, when they do not recognize it, we relegate ourselves. We, totally put ourselves down, and we have this self-critical stuff that do not let us shine as we should. So Arabirin is, like I was saying earlier to one this other lady we met before coming in here, and I said that Arabirin is simply a reminder to help you bloom, a reminder of your identity of who you are and how tall you should stand and how you should shine as the light that you are. So I do that through fashion, and my styles or my designs help you to be they're very versatile. So you can style according to your personality without losing who you are, basically.
So what does Arabirin Enterprise do?
So we do fashion. I create designs with vibrant fabrics, like indigenous fabrics, Adire, Ankara, sometimes the damask and the silk, to make sure that when you're wearing an Arabian dress, you're as confident as you should be. You are shining. You do not need to worry about anything because you're on top of the world, and you should feel like that. And also because I'm trying to remind women that you deserve everything beautiful.
Okay. So that you don't get an invoice too. Let's talk to the issues that Alero raised earlier, introducing the program. It is significant that businesses have challenges. Is it peculiar for women?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because women most times, face twice as much challenges as the other counterparts.
Why is that?
First, self-criticism.
Self?
Yes, because sometimes we don't think that we deserve what we deserve. So we're usually bringing ourselves back or pushing other people forward except ourselves. And then we hold ourselves to certain standards that we do not give enough grace to ourselves to say, you can actually do this. You should actually be doing this. But we say, well, let them go. I want to support. I want to. So sometimes that self-criticism plays a major role, because a lot of times people would you get as much support as you support yourself. If you do not I cannot be here if I didn't do something with my business. If I stayed at the point of that postnatal depression, if I stayed and like, okay, I'm just called to be a mommy, I'm just going to be mommy, and there are all those things. And then we have certain restrictions that are as a result of biological, because you're mommying, you're going through pregnancy, you're going to childcare. And a lot of times, people they undermine the significance of childcare and how much it takes its toll on women and how much time it requires, how much of your presence it requires. And sometimes we have those challenges because there are societal stereotypes that make you give one at the expense of the other. So you are giving to your career and it seems like you're losing your family. You're taking care of your family, it looks like you're going to lose your career. Or then you give time to your family in your prime, when you should actually, you can't do all those things together, but you want to tend to the children. Yeah, there are people who are called to do that. That's their ministry, that's their work. They can do that. However, there are some women who can merge everything together and still be phenomenal at it. So I'm speaking to those set of people that do not give up. Whatever it is that you're doing, childcare, business, you can do it and you will do it. Forget the stereotypes, forget the restriction. There are people who are doing it. Mama Lero here is an inspiration. Like for our age, we're talking to Ma'am Ekoma earlier, and they were like, it's inspiring to see older women in business, long-standing businesses, thriving despite all the challenges. So biological, societal, and the one that you place on yourself, you have to drop it.
Well, let me boast that she's done this particular program for more than 20 years. So
thank you. Thank you so much.
24.
Thank you, ma'am.
24. Wow. Thank you so much.
Okay, but that is one. So this thing is really easy. Any woman that thinks it is easy, just give them the baby to take care for one day only, and then they will recalibrate. But what are those other issues that you think, hinder women in business?
Access to funding.
There is that.
Yes.
Yes.
There's access to funding.
That's number one, isn't it?
Yeah, there's limited access to funding. However, we're grateful that a lot of programs are coming up. Coincidentally, my partner here, we happen to have gone through an accelerator program together that helped us, position our businesses, and the personal development, the knowledge we got from that training. So it was a mini MBA, and then it helped us to know what to do on the business and all of that. So access to funding. However, you must be sure that you know what you're doing and rightly position your business to receive.
I say, what are the challenges? You're already solving problems.
I'm sorry. I'm
Why is it that banks don't want to give women funding?
Okay.
So I would really emphasize on financial literacy, on knowledge of how to manage finances.
For the woman or for the bank?
For the woman.
Okay.
The woman in business.
The question you asked.
The bank knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
The bank knows who they want to give money, and there are criteria to follow. So you have to put your business in a way that you have an understanding of your income statement. You understand your numbers. Now, aside that, women also need to know that.
So the problem is that a lot of women don't know those things before they
don't know the
approach.
business of what they do.
Documentation.
There's something called the art of the business.
Okay.
And the business of the business.
of the business. So the heart of the business is the
You're very good at it.
The primary aim of
And
every
a
business.
bank wants
They want
documentation
They
like
not
this
want
high.
documentation.
Numbers, yes.
It might not even be high. It just has to show that your figures are tallying. Whatever you're bringing in, whatever you're selling, whatever you're expensing, you're optimizing costs. You're bringing in more customers. You're onboarding customers every day.
So they want to know that your numbers add up.
They add up. It has to add up. It does not have to be about expansion all the time, but it has to be. The customers are the heart of every business. You have to find a way to keep increasing the numbers of what you're selling. So that's why I set targets for myself, and people think I set high target, but I know what I am doing. So when I set targets, I want to be able to know what I am capable of doing. So whatever result I get from that target this month, then I tell myself, you can do better next month. So a few years ago, I struggled with financial management. But after some of these programs that I attended, I realized that if I do not want to deceive myself any longer, I have to be able. Now, there's one very important thing. Women don't separate business funds from personal funds. That is where the financial literacy comes in. Women need to, so women are so emotional. Oh, my children has to eat. Oh, I have to feed my husband. It's natural. But I had to come in terms with the business is the business. A man would never touch a fund that he does not want to touch. If he will tell you, keep in view. My father will say, keep in view, whatever you want to do, KIV. But a man would, so I had to find a way to be a logical woman. I call myself a logical woman. Yes, you have that empathetic side of you, but you have to understand that you are running a business. You are a well-taught leader. So it depends on how women want to see their business. If you want to see your business as a buy and sell, good. You continue to buy and sell. But for me, I want to build a third generational business, and I have to start now. So no matter how long it takes me to grow, I make sure that I do everything right.
So that's where T-Court is heading.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Time. Okay. Now, there's something that Alera said the other time about women in rural communities. They have children in semi-urban or urban parts of Nigeria and all those things. How do we translate some of these things you're talking about to them so that they themselves, we want people to come up from under the poverty line?
Yes. So I feel like this is a very big opportunity. Entrepreneurs are people that solve problems. So I see a business in what you just mentioned. Social entrepreneurs. I feel like I'm going to charge social entrepreneurs, the people we call social entrepreneurs, to take charge of these things. There are so many ways you can infuse tech and, take it back to these women in these communities, look for what they do as a form of skill, onboard them, pay them, and there's a way. So women should also be big on collaboration. I'm very big on collaboration for people that know me too well. Collaboration are one of the ways to survive challenges as a business in Nigeria, because sometimes you might want to source for raw materials and you don't have like a lot of money, but there are other women that use that same raw material that you use. So if you go together, buy the raw materials together, you don't know my trade secrets. You can't know my trade secrets. It's safe with me. And the truth is, women are so competitive. We need to bring our guards down. There are ways to work and not be competitive.
You think that is possible? Anyway, and that's the subject for a symposium. Talk to us about the challenges of culture for women in business.
Oh, that's a very big one. So, yes, the culture, there are so many cultures. There's the religious culture, there's the, traditional culture, and you are expected to, be in your house. There are some...
And in other room.
And the other room, yeah. And you're expected to be in your house, and, so I will hear some people say, you don't have any business doing anything. But they forget that you have to build yourself, and there are different ways to build yourself. And so I used to ask myself, do you prepare yourself for unforeseen circumstances? Anything can happen. The so-called partner you have can die one day, God forbid.
God forbid you.
God forbid.
Your take on culture for women?
I said earlier about stereotypes, and there are certain expectations that the society places on women. The first thing, like I said earlier, is to drop it.
Are you sure, my apologies, are you sure it's not the women themselves?
It is.
I'd said that earlier, that it is the one, that's why I said about the self-criticism, inhibitions that we put on ourselves.
Self-doubt.
So, but nobody is going to bring you out of that thing if you do not come out of it yourself. So all these expectations that is placed on us is because you have accepted them. It's because you want to live by them. It's because you're indulging in it. But if you sit down and say, this is cultural stuff, it doesn't apply to me, I can decide. You see, sometimes we women don't know how to be by ourselves. We don't know how to stand on our own when it seems like we're against the norm. And so sometimes we do, if you cannot beat them, you join them. Sometimes don't beat them, don't join them, stand on your own. Be you. In the world where everybody is being every other person, be yourself.
You know what this brings to my mind? The first female driver in Nigeria. The first woman who drove a car in Nigeria. Women had never driven cars in Nigeria, and she just decided, balls. What says a woman cannot drive a car? There's nothing that says so. So I'm going to learn to drive.
Right.
We need to take on opportunities. Sadly, there are a lot of opportunities that we are not taking. So sometimes it's not even the fact that there are no opportunities, it's the fact that we're not stepping up to them. Because of sometimes the cultural stereotypes, restrictions, and say women can't do this, or if you go there, she's going to fail, or and a lot of times too, like I was telling you earlier, the support system also plays a major role in how far a woman is going to go. So you need to get to that point as a woman to say, I'm going to do this, I'm doing this. Because a lot of times you get to the end and discover that you should have actually tried. You could have done something. Sometimes it's too late.
Okay. Dr. Beans.
Yes, ma'am.
Does government have any initiatives or programs that actually support women who want to become entrepreneurs?
There are a couple of initiatives that I've come across that the government supports.
Okay.
So, but one thing I would just like to say is, it's enough to have this initiative, but it's enough to do like a follow-up. There's something about Nigerians generally. There's laxity sometimes. So it's not good enough that some people put these things together and the results, there's supposed to be a KPI, there's supposed to be something you want to get at the end of the day. And the result is not, you're not getting the result. So I think it's just to get more results from these things, follow-ups, and then...
But you consider the initiatives as progressive?
Yes, to a certain extent, I will.
And women are benefiting from them?
Yes, women are benefiting. Recently, the Lagos Food Hub, a lot of women are benefiting from that.
Yes.
And it's a woman that is...
Unfortunately, it opens only on Saturdays.
I think it's with time.
For Saturday.
Yes, so it's going to get better, when you're starting off something.
Are you involved in that?
I'm not, surprisingly, but I follow it because I'm in the food space. So
Okay, you have gone to shop there?
Yeah, I have friends that shop there. I have not.
Have you shopped to the Lagos Hub?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I think I need to go to that place. I hear the food is very cheap.
Yes,
I hear.
Yes, everybody.
Yes, same
you
we
hear.
So we'll do that. Would definitely we have to see it, and we have to also give our
one
own.
in Sabongiri.
There's only one in Lagos for now, and it's
No, I'm talking about...
No, but the governor said they're going to open up, I think, 34 more.
All over the city of Lagos?
All over Lagos, yes.
Okay.
So, governor, we can't wait.
Let them put security. Let me, and we have barely 4 minutes to go on this one. Please, let's look into the future. Let me start with you on that. There are young ladies in churches, in mosques, who take some initiative. What kind of support do they need? There's some young lady who anytime she sees me in church, she's coming to sell this bottle that is not hardly up to 50 cl, and it's just squeezed juice, and it's billing me 1,000 naira. Jesus. Anyway.
Fruit juice?
Yes, freshly squeezed juice.
Because fruit is expensive.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Fruit is expensive.
Am I the one that is...
Oranges are 3 for 100 naira.
By force. Anyway, so what kind of support do young women need that will help them do what you have said, and be able to hold themselves in society, and if and where necessary, go against the grind?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So when I was preparing for this session, I had about 4 words in mind: the support, the education, empowerment, and mentorship. There are about 4 ways to invest into the coming generation and how to see a difference. So you're going to support them with however you can support them. You're going to educate them. Education is one thing that is lagging behind, and that's because we commonize some things. My father used to say that common sense is not common. And initially I thought it was an insult, but I had come to realize that it actually isn't. And that's because there are some things that people do not know that we assume that they know. So we will not stop educating. You will not stop empowering in your own way. And lastly, mentorship. We need to take on more of these youngsters, these people under our wings, and mentor them. They need to learn about how to structure a business. They need to learn how to scale the business. And you don't need to be up there before you begin to teach them. I have interns at my store presently. They are doing their CWS, and I totally love them because I've had to pour into them, tell them how this business runs and what they can do differently, and how to see things and how to be a difference in the fashion industry. And I'm not even, quote unquote, I've not blown yet, but we don't wait
until...
You're
on channels. You see, I'm not blown. Let me ask you this question. Mental health. You are not an expert.
No.
But do you ever contend with some things that challenge your mental health? How do you deal with it?
So, yes, I'm not an expert, but I've been through, postpartum depression. And of course, sometimes...
You as well?
Yeah.
It's a thing. An absolute thing.
So sometimes, aside that, running a business too is mentally draining. But there's one thing I'm very grateful for in life: my friends. I have very good circle of women, support system. And my husband and my family. Then I do not joke with,
self-care.
Self-care. This year, I prioritize self-care a lot. And
what do you mean by self-care?
So usually I'm that woman that we don't have a boy. So I was trained by a very strict father. So beauty is not a thing. You just need to be, pass your exams and that's it. But I realized that this year I went to shop for, nice perfumes, body creams. And I do it morning and night, and I'm shocked. And when I'm done, I just sit down, watch TV a bit, and I go to sleep. And then it gave me, I began to love myself more.
Absolutely.
Confidence came along too.
I'm a very confident person, but there are some days I just go blank. But right now, I'm not that person that if something I believe that if I don't have control over that thing, I just leave it. Then I ask for help. So women also need to ask for help. Women don't like to ask for help. They don't like to ask for support. Women need to be big on asking for help. And that's why you have to choose your friends. Just sometimes my friends will just call me, are you okay? Okay, order for food. I'll pay. I don't know, you have to choose your friends. You have to be very big on. Then I'm very big on networking. You have to have value to be able to get value. I must say that some women don't think about what they can offer. They think everything is about money. Sometimes somebody just needs you to say sweet words to them.
Yeah.
They just need to check on them.
Yes.
So you have to be big on network. Don't think everybody does not want to be your friend. No. And don't think you can't be friends with anybody.
So that the head can swell small.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it here today. There's still a lot that we can talk about.
We'll come another time.
You know. Thank you very much. Arabinrin Enterprise, Olufunmilayo Ogunniran, and Teaquot Foods, Dr. Beans, Latifat Adelekon. You and I are going to talk a lot more about these beans later. Thank you very much for coming on this occasion of Women's International Day.
Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day.
Sunrise will be right back, and we'll be looking at women in governance. It's still about the women. See you shortly.
See you.